Hi everyone, and welcome to Salmond. My name is Sarah, and today I will be doing an unboxing of the Spinet by We Are Memory Keepers, as well as letting you watch me learn how to make an epoxy cup, or should I say learn how not to make an epoxy cup, as I have never done this before, and you can watch me make mistakes as well as see the end results of my very first cup. At the end of the video, you'll get my honest impression of the Spinet and whether or not it is worth the money. Hi guys, it's Sarah with Salmond. Today we are going to be doing something different. I'm going to be unboxing this Spinet I picked up at Michael's. It's by We Are Memory Keepers. I have never tried to make a resin cup before. I do have all the supplies I need to make it other than the spinner, so I decided it would be a good time to try it, and it would also get me away from all of the fall and Halloween craft projects I'm working on right now and get me back into something that is a little bit more of a year-round attraction. And to be quite frank, I'm kind of excited to get away from fall for a little bit. My house looks like fall blew up in here, and I just want to get into something that's a little less fallish. So we're going to do this unboxing and go over some of the basics of spinning our first cup. And you'll be learning with me, so please be patient. Alright, so first I want to go ahead and open this, and they do have it sealed shut. Alright, here we go. It looks pretty simple. It's all put together. It plugs in, and it just has the power here, and it looks like you can adjust how quickly or slowly it spins. So let's go ahead and get it plugged in. And there were no instructions in the box, so we'll kind of play it by ear. And it's USB plug. Luckily, I have a place to plug it in back here. So do keep that in mind if you're buying one from Michael's. You want to be sure you're working on it in a place you can use it as a USB, or you have the converter. Alright, now these, okay, bend and flex. Don't know how well you can see that. So it will fit pretty much any size cup, I'm assuming. And go ahead and turn it on. Yeah, it can go a little faster or a little slower. Let me get this turned around again. Okay, we're going to stop it right here. This shows large cup, small cup. So, okay, so what this does is it pushes this up further on the it looks like kind of a screw. So you can shorten it, you can lengthen it, however it works. And then on this side, there's a lock and unlock. Okay, so, and again, you can twist that whole thing off if you need to, or back on. So that's what those are for. So those are two nice features to know about. Alright, I have gone ahead and prepared a cup. Now this is a mug I picked up from Dollar Tree just because I didn't want to spend a lot of money trying out my first one. And as you can see, I have a little bit of where I sprayed the paint too heavy and it ran a little bit, but it's smooth, so I think it should still work. And we just smash that on there. And whoops, or not. Okay. Ouch. So it goes on, holds on pretty well, but my cup is definitely crooked, and I know from watching videos you don't want that. So see if we can try to straighten that out. Okay, so that looks fairly straight, and so that's kind of where we want to start with the spinning part of the cup. So it's not overly loud, which is good. It's fairly quiet, a little bit quieter than I thought it would be. Alright, to do my first cup, I'm going to use Mod Podge. Now, the Mod Podge method, from what I've seen, the glitter doesn't lay quite as nicely as it does if you use the epoxy method, which I'll try later. This will not be my only cup. But I'm going to start out with the Mod Podge just because I have it here, and again, being my very first cup, I want to stick to the quick and easy method. And actually, I'm not going to bother to pour that into a cup today because I'm using a clean brush on a cup. And the other thing with these cups is I also went in and I used electrical tape to seal the black plastic top and bottom, in case you were wondering. I did put electrical tape on both of these. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And I'm just going to start brushing my Mod Podge over my cup. You want, I'm assuming, a fairly thick coat so it doesn't dry out on you while you're working. And turn that down a little bit. It's kind of moving faster than I am. Okay, so it looks like that's pretty well covered. I'm going to go rinse my brush out real quick and I will be right back. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and switch out this paper because I did get a little bit of Mod Podge on it and I don't want it to contaminate my glitter. Alright, and we'll go ahead and turn this on. And I have two colors of glitter. I have by Recollections, and this one says Frost, and I really like that blue color. And this is Fairy. And these are the two colors I'm going to use on my cup, and we're going to kind of do a gradation on it. So apparently you want to start out at the top heavier. Oh my. I think I need to do it this way. Whoops. That might be a little too much there. Again, first cup, learning. So, but we want it fairly heavy at the top. Okay, and then as we go down to the middle, then we want it to start getting lighter because we want it to hold some of that purple as well. Alright, now let's start working with the purple. And you know what? I have a blank spot where I did not cover with, there, we'll try that. That might not work out to my favor at all, but we'll try it. Go ahead and make it a little thicker up here yet. Alright, now let's go with the purple and work our way up. It looks like I have a spot on that side. I didn't get the cup quite as well as I thought. So, and I also forgot to switch out my paper for my glitters. This is not off to an auspicious start, guys. Now, go ahead and pull this off. I'll see if I can separate that out later. All right, let's try this again. Okay guys, now I messed up the first cup pretty badly because I didn't get enough Mod Podge on it. It wasn't set enough. So we're going to try this again. Okay, and now going lighter toward the center of the cup for the most part. I know I got one space down a little bit lower than I would like it, but again, it is my first cup. Now we're going to move on to the purple and start it heavy at the bottom and lighter back up toward the middle. And shoot, I forgot to switch out my paper for my glitters again. Trust me guys, you want to get it switched out. Go ahead and get as much of this in here as I can. Otherwise you're going to be wasting a lot of glitter. Okay, now, because of the screw up last time, I'm going to put it in here. Mix that around. Right, and there's the mix of a blue and purple, and I'm just, to not waste it completely, it's going to go in the center of this cup. Again, not ideal, but you do what you do. Okay, and then I'm going to come up again lighter toward the center here. Okay, and let's get this poured back before I screw up again. Alright, now we're going to take this glitter from where I screwed up and didn't switch my papers out, and I'm just going to sprinkle this around on the center of the cup because it's a mixture of the two colors, and I think it will work out well for me in the end. Alright, now I'm just going to dump the rest of this back into this center cup again. I kind of like the way the colors are coming out, I'll be honest with you. So there we go. And these cups I will be doing also as Christmas favors for people, because I figure if I spent the money on the Spin It, even though I was able to get it for 40% off, which I loved, with the 20% off sale at Michael's, so I still spent quite a bit of money on it. I want to be sure I get my money's worth out of it. So if these cups come out well, I'm going to be making quite a few of them. Alright, so we're going to let this sit and spin and dry, and then we'll come back and we'll play with the epoxy. Alright, now that this is dry and I think we're ready to apply the resin, and what I am going to use for that is this little silicone cup here. And I bought this set of silicone tools a while ago on Amazon. I absolutely love them. It comes with the little silicone cups, it comes with little silicone spatulas, and it even comes with these smaller size silicone cups, but these I absolutely love. These are so cute. They're like little pourables, but they're in the shape of a heart. Isn't that adorable? I will include the link below for the set that I use. Oh, and I almost forgot. It also comes with some little finger savers, which you can use for doing this, as well as a large heart-shaped silicone measuring cup. This one, these are actually marked in black, so they're easy to read. This one, I went ahead and made the lines with a permanent marker just for me to see. They're marked, but I think they're a little harder to see because they are just the same color as the silicone itself. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use my amazing clear cast, and you can pick this up at craft stores, or I will include the link below for the Amazon store as well. And what I normally do is I add the clearer portion first into the bottom, and for this I think all I'm going to do is up to the first line and then up to the second, and that will give me the 10 milliliters of each. Alright, there we go. I have that in the cup and it's ready to be stirred, and I'm just going to start stirring this around. This will take a couple minutes. You want to go, you see how it's kind of cloudy and just not pretty right now. You want to keep stirring until it becomes clear, and then keep going for a minute or two after that, because you want to be sure you get this stuff well mixed and it's ready to go, because if it's not mixed well enough, it will not set up, it will remain sticky, and your cup will be ruined. Alright, so I'll be back as soon as I get this mixed up. I've got this all mixed up now, and I'm just going to carefully apply it. And then I'm just going to use my finger and just start spreading it around, because we do want to get it a nice smooth coat. You do want to kind of go top to bottom, get it nice and smooth. Of course, I do need to get it around back and forth a little bit first here. I can feel it. Okay guys, now we're going to just let that sit and spin and dry, and we're going to come back and check it when it's dry. But you can already see how nice and shiny and glossy it's becoming. So we'll come back when that's done and see how it's doing. Okay guys, I almost forgot. After this starts spinning for a few minutes, you want to go ahead and take your torch, or you can use a lighter if you have to, and just carefully just hit the resin very lightly and very quickly to eliminate any air bubbles, so you get and keep that nice smooth finish. Alright, now I've started to take off my tape, and you want to do this while things are still tacky. You don't want to wait till it dries, because you don't want that resin to set on your tape and make it hard to come off and tear or chip your resin. Any of the bad things you can imagine would probably happen. I think they would to me. So you're going to want to pull that off after it's tacky, but again before it completely sets up. And I probably should have done this with the glitter and Mod Podge as well, but I didn't. So live and learn. Alright, so let's go ahead and find the start of the bottom here. I think I've got 2 rows of tape on the top and the bottom. Yep, see, there's another row of tape I have to get off of there. And now I need to find, okay, it looks like, is that it? Nope. There it is. It's right here. I need to pull this one off as well. Maybe. Ooh, yuck. Okay. There we go. Now I'm just going to turn this back on, let it spin till that is all dry. Alright guys, I was just getting ready to go to bed, thought I would come in here one more time, and this is ready, I think, to have the decal that I printed out placed on top of it and our final coat of resin. So I went ahead and mixed up some more resin. I'm letting that set and heat up just a little bit, and we'll go ahead and get this placed. So I'm just going to try to get this where I feel like it's pretty much centered. Oh my, I guess it wasn't set up yet. Okay, it looks like for some reason at the top here wasn't quite ready. Ooh. Well, it won't be perfect, that's for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and put the other layer of resin on because I'm tired, it's late. I don't know how to fix this tonight, but yeah, be sure it's definitely completely dry and not the least bit tacky. Lesson learned. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and turn this back on. Right, and we're just going to start applying more resin to this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let this spin and continue to dry. It looks like I got maybe the resin on a little bit heavy. I also had taken off the tape and forgot to reapply the tape on this first cup. So we'll have to see in the end how this resin turns out here at the top and the bottom. And I'm not going to be up to babysit it because it is very late. So I guess at this point I just have to hope for the best, learn from my mistakes, as well as you guys learn from my mistakes, because several have been made on this first cup. But again, it was an unboxing video, it was a learn with me video, and I think both of those things did turn out to be very true right now. We learned a lot. Alright guys, now I'm attempting my third glitter cup, and I'm going to be using the same blue and purple glitter by Recollections. What I'm going to do different this time is, from the videos I've watched, they said that whether you use your base coat of Mod Podge or epoxy, the glitters lay different, you get a different look on your cup. Well, we both know my first attempt didn't even get to the resin part. It turned out horrible. I did not use enough Mod Podge. It started drying out on me. So that was a total bust. The second one I had some issues with, came out a little bit better, forgot a couple steps, got a little bit impatient, and tried to put my decal on while the resin wasn't quite dry yet. It was just the slightest bit tacky, and I thought it would work, and it didn't. So now this third one attempt, we are going to use resin as the base coat, and then glitter that. Now they say you get more work time using the resin as the base coat. Gives you more time to get the glitter down how you want it. So we're going to try that. It's also supposed to allow the glitter to lay slightly differently on the cup, so you get a different look that way as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mix my resin. You've seen me lay out the resin on the cups already, so I'm going to just do a montage of this. You've seen the glitter go down, but it's just going to be a quick montage. I'm not going to be talking all the way through it step by step this time, I don't believe. Alright, I've got my resin mixed. It's sitting here, and yeah, I'm sure somebody will say something. It's not crystal clear because I've had this resin for a while. I'm just trying to use it up on these experimental cups. So part B has started to yellow a little bit. It's not going to affect the way the resin sets up. So that's what I'm using on these practice cups. Also, you'll see these little tabs sticking out now. It makes it easier to pull the tape off the cups when it comes time to pull those off while it's spinning, before the resin hardens up completely. So those are the two things I wanted to point out to you. And I'm getting ready to go ahead and start applying the resin. I'm going to be using a glove this time instead of some of those little finger cots that came with the silicone. I'm kind of a messy crafter, so I was still getting resin on the finger that wasn't covered. So needed to move on from that right away. Alright, and now I'm just going to start applying this. I'm going to try to get it so it's not too messy. And again, being one of my first cups. I don't quite have this down to a science yet, which, you know, happens. There's definitely a learning curve to this, guys. If you like what you see here, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button below. If you know anyone that would like this video or my channel, please share this link because every view and every subscriber helps enable me to keep creating videos for you. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I am Salmond_says. You can see what I'm up to on my channel as well as a bit of my personal life and our home. If you'd like to join my Facebook group, it is Salmond. I would love to see your crafts and hear all the great things you have to say about each other's projects. I hope to see you there. Now I just need to let that continue, and when that's dry, we'll come in and add our second coat of resin, which again, since this is going to have at least 3 coats of resin on it, this cup will by far take the longest, but I think probably in the end it will also be the cup that I like best. Alright, now that this is dry with the glitter on it, I'm going to go ahead and put another coat of the epoxy over the glitter, and this will seal in the glitter and it will prepare it for us to go ahead and put our decal on. You see how much more glittery that looks? Loving it already. Now to clean up around the bottom, or if you get any resin over anything that's not taped off, you use some acetone, and right now what I'm using is the very last of my fingernail polish remover. It's 100% pure acetone. You can also buy it pretty much anywhere, acetone. Ooh. Okay, so might be a little soon to do that yet. I just know I made a mess in a couple places. What else is new? I'm a very messy crafter. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let that spin for several hours. I'll probably let it go overnight at this point. And then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll give it a light sanding and we'll put our decal on it. Then it'll be ready for yet another coat of epoxy. Alright guys, one thing I did find out about this We Are Memory Keepers Spinet is you can actually unscrew this from the piece, which actually makes it a lot easier to get this into the cup and get the cup centered on it, because you can actually see about where the center point is inside the cup. So I did go ahead and take that off. I don't have to worry about taking the cup off of this and then trying to get it centered back on for the next part. Again, this would have been great if instructions were included with it. They weren't. I don't know if other packages have instructions in it, and lucky me didn't get them, but then again, this whole thing is a learning curve for me. But here I have the cup with the resin on it, the second layer of resin, and now what we're going to do that I also forgot to do on the second cup is we're going to sand it. And this is just a 400 grit sandpaper. And what you're going to do is you're going to scuff it up, smooth it out, make sure there's no little bumps or anything in it. And again, this won't be perfect for me because it is a learning curve, but this cup came out a lot better than the second one even. Right, so I'm just going to go around sanding it down, and as you can see, it scuffs it up takes a lot of the shine away, that's okay. We're not worried about that at this step. Alright, so you can see this is definitely not shiny looking anymore, which is fine. That's what we want, is to have sanded down and given it a smooth finish. And I'm ready to apply my decal to this one. It says something different than the first decal. This one says, take time to make your soul happy. So this is the one I'm going to be applying to this cup. And then I'm going to be applying, again, a final coat of resin to it. So I won't bore you with those details, but we'll come back and we'll take a look at the cup when this one is done and compare cups 1, which was horrendous and never even got the resin on it, cup 2, which could have very much been better, and this one. And we'll see as I got better with this how much better the cups looked. Good morning, guys. I'm done with my 3 cups. I have the end part of my review for the spinet, so let's get into it. The first cup, when I used the Mod Podge, you can see I definitely did not put enough Mod Podge on it. It was streaky, it left spots. In a couple places where I tried to go in and add Mod Podge back in, things just got clumpy. So this cup never even got to the resin stage. It started out horrible, simply because I did not add enough Mod Podge to it with the Mod Podge method. However, on the upside, Mod Podge, I am not using the dishwasher safe on this. I used regular Mod Podge. It's water soluble, so I'll soak this in some warm water, wash it off. This cup will be good as new and ready to use in a different project. So the only thing I wasted was a little bit of Mod Podge, a little bit of glitter. The cup itself is still fine, which again, these are all Dollar Tree stainless steel coffee mugs that look like this when you pick them up at the Dollar Tree. So even if the mug was ruined, no problem, but definitely learn on inexpensive tumblers. This is the second tumbler that I made. It says, look at the magic all around you. I did cut out the saying on a silver metallic vinyl on my Semio. So this was also Mod Podge. I applied it thicker, so it definitely worked better. I did the resin. Wasn't completely dry. There was a couple spots on it that were still tacky when I went to lay the vinyl down. So as you can see right here, you can see a little line. I tore the resin a little bit. It wanted to stick to my transfer sheet. So this is absolutely imperfect. The other thing on this cup that I did not do is I did not sand the first layer of resin down before I applied my, so this cup in the end, it's got a few little dents and divots where it didn't fill in quite as well as it should have with the resin, with the final coat even. That sanding down would have gotten rid of any small air bubbles that appeared and would have caused these imperfections. The third thing I noticed when I did it is you can see this rim of resin around the bottom here. While that it doesn't bother me too much, knowing it's one of my first few cups and there's some up here too that's not real clean, I waited 45 minutes to pull the tape off the top and bottom of the cup. I am going to have to wait a little bit longer to pull that. Wait till the resin is a little bit more set up so it doesn't run quite this much. And there's, as I move on making cups and I learn more and I gain experience, there's a few other things that I'm going to do as well. If they work out for me, I'm definitely going to add them to future videos. So this is Mod Podge Take 2. This one here, as you can see, the colors are a lot deeper with the Mod Podge versus the resin. This was the cup where I laid the resin down and applied the glitter to the resin, letting it soak in, and then let the resin set up. This actually has 3 coats of resin. The base coat that I actually applied the glitter to, the second coat to seal in the glitter, that I did sand down this time before I applied my decal, and then the top layer of resin. So you can see between the two, the Mod Podge has a lot lighter look to it, which I like them both for different reasons, so it's not a complaint or fault against both of them. This simply has less glitter on it because the Mod Podge did not hold quite as much glitter because it didn't soak it in as deep as the resin did. These are exactly the same colors of glitter in both. The other thing I did, again, this is 3 layers of resin. I cleaned this up a little bit, well, as best I could. It's imperfect at the bottom still, which is fine. Like I said, there's definitely a learning curve to these, but I do like both of these cups. This one, the look at the magic all around you, even as imperfect as it is. We have a friend that went in for heart surgery, and this is going to go to her. Again, this is my final attempt at these 3 colors. I don't want to make so many cups in these same colors, but I wanted to take you along on my journey from start to finish, learning the cups and the different basic techniques you would use. So that is how they turned out. Oh, and this at the back, it's got this funny little gloppy area, which it's still smooth to the touch in the end, but it almost looks like the resin moved away from this spot, and I'm not sure why, when the initial coat with the glitter was drying. But other than that, I really like the cup. And then there is one other, I don't know if you can see this really on camera or not, but there's 2 little dull spots right here in the finish. This is going to go into the final review of the Memory Keeper Spinet here, now that we're getting into that. As far as the spinet's concerned, it's fairly quiet. I don't mind it. It has a speed control, which is nice. This, you can actually, as I found out later, remove from the motor, so you could actually put this in your cups as you go along and kind of get those evened out and centered as such before you place it back on. However, what I have found with this, twice during the process of making my cups, this has come loose and my cups have fallen off of the spinner, where this part that screws in has unscrewed itself. This is a very bad thing. Again, maybe there's a reason for it. The first time I thought, oh, I did not get it tight enough, so it didn't it kind of locks in there a little bit. But the second time it fell off, I made sure it was nice and tight on there. It still fell off, and the end result is these 2 little flat spots in the back of my cup. Not an auspicious start for the spinet in general. It can get very expensive if you're trying to make cups and they get ruined. Not happy with that at all. You cannot change the direction that it's spinning, which I've seen in some of the videos I've watched. People have the capability of changing the directions that their spinners are going, which they're not this brand, of course. So, and then again, the last thing was back during the unboxing, it had no instructions with it. So whether that it should have had instructions and it just didn't make it that way out of the factory, or they just didn't bother to write up instructions for people who don't know what they're doing. Either way, I don't have experience with other spinners. I know a lot of them out there are homemade. This is one of the few commercially made ones, and it's available at Michael's. You can use your 40% off coupon or 50% off coupon on it. So it does make it a good deal when you use those to learn and practice on. But if I were going to make a lot of cups on a regular basis, this would never be my choice. Alright, so that's it. I know this has been a long video, a lot to take in. I'm sure I've forgotten a lot. But again, I just wanted you to watch through my mistakes so you understand that there's definitely a learning curve for all of us when you're trying something new. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Again, there's cheap supplies out there to get started with, like these Dollar Tree mugs. So definitely a fun project. I will be making more. I'll be making these as Christmas gifts for people since Christmas will be coming up. I'm sure you'll see a Christmas mug video coming up in my 50 Christmas crafts in 50 days, which will be starting in October, so I have enough time to get all that in. If you have any questions about anything that I've experienced, the process that I went through, any suggestions for me if you're experienced at making these epoxy tumblers, please let me know. I appreciate constructive criticism. And if there's, again, any crafts you want to see for the upcoming 50 Christmas crafts in 50 days, or any craft tutorials, learn with me videos, anything like that at all, please don't hesitate to let me know. You guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Alright, so here are the 3 cups that I used in my how not to make a resin tumbler tutorial. As you can see, the first one here turned out terribly. Not enough Mod Podge. This one, Mod Podge again, turned out a lot better, even though I still made several mistakes with this cup. It still turned out very nice. This cup here is the third one. This was made with resin, glitter, and then more resin on top of it. So you can see, even though the colors I used of the glitter were exactly the same, both of the cups were spray painted white to begin with. This one held less glitter, so it has a lighter look to it than this one. So again, in the end, here are the 3 cups. Let me know what you think of this video. If you liked this video, please be sure to hit that like button as well as share it with friends who may also enjoy it. If you like my channel, hit that subscribe button, and when the notification bell pops up, be sure you hit that as well so you never miss a video. And, as always, have a great day and stay crafty.